welcome you to Titan Stadium in Fullerton, California, as we round out match week 21 in MLS NEXT Pro with a Western Conference showdown between LAFC 2 and Real Monarchs. Glad you're with us here on MLSNextPro.com. Justin Galanti, our entire outstanding broadcast crew, along for the ride with you tonight. Well, both these sides trying to get back to winning ways. Real Monarchs have tied 3 consecutive matches, but looking for their first win since June 12th. LAFC winless since June 28th. So both sides looking to get their first win in a little more than a month. These are the Western Conference standings at the moment. And this is updated. The Town just dropped a 1-0 defeat against Portland, which had a lot of implications. Portland got a PK and scored on it in second half stoppage time to win the match 1-0. So LAFC remain in a tie for 6th at the moment with the Town. Can obviously move past them tonight. And Timbers 2, for the moment, have jumped Sporting KC 2 for the last playoff spot in the Western Conference. A look at the starting 11s tonight. LAFC, led by Junior Gonzalez. It is his first year as the head coach. Thomas Hasal starts in goal for the second consecutive match. It's a little bit of an undermanned group because of injuries and players gone on international duty. The front 6 is intact for LA. The back 4 guys are all out of position, basically, if you ask Junior Gonzalez. So they're going to need to score tonight to win, is the way he put it. Mark Lowry and Real Monarchs go with their usual 4-4-2. Will Mackey starts in goal. It's Silva, Farnsworth, Holt, and Storley, the captain, the back line. Bell, Dillon, Moisa, Marquez in the midfield. Paul and Hezar Khani up top for Real Monarchs, who are still without Xavier Gozo for the time being, as he was finishing up his international duty with the U.S. national team at the CONCACAF U20 Championship, which ended a couple hours ago with the U.S. losing 2-1 in the final against Mexico. Our head referee tonight is Irina Petronak, assisted by Chris Canales and Christian Lara, and the 4th official is Osvaldo Delgado Landeros. It is the home black and golds, as is customary for LAFC 2. White on the road tonight for Real Monarchs. Second meeting of the season between these two sides. First one was all the way back at the beginning of May. It was an exciting match that was tied 2-2 at halftime. And then in the 58th minute, Matt Evans found what was eventually the game-winning goal for LAFC 2. So 3 points that night in Salt Lake for LAFC. And now we'll see what happens tonight as the scene shifts to Fullerton. We await the starting whistle here from Irina Petronak. Final match of the week underway from California. Glad you're with us. Salt Lake last week had a performance that was very impressive against one of the top teams in the Western Conference in Vancouver. They outshot Whitecaps 2 20-2 in that match, but came away with 2 points when Mark Lowry obviously would have hoped it would be 3. A 1-1 tie that night, and then won the shootout 9-8. Third consecutive tie for Real Monarchs, as a foul here is whistled against Javier Hernandez for LA. LAFC 2 dropped a 2-1 decision at Houston last weekend. A performance that Junior Gonzalez wasn't too disappointed with. He thought their first half defending was subpar, but other than that, pretty good performance from a group that's been missing a lot of guys lately due to injury and international duty. They do get 3 of their international players back tonight in DeCarlo Guerra, Matthias Wanchope, and Matt Evans. 2 of the 3 are starting. Lewis Mueller starting as well, coming back from an injury. So it's a much more regular unit for LAFC tonight as compared to the last couple weeks where player availability has just been really hard for the staff to deal with, in the words of Junior Gonzalez. A race to keep this in play, but Omar Marquez couldn't quite get there, so it goes off for a throw for LAFC. Real Monarchs sitting on 19 points at the moment, well out of the playoff picture. And really, Mark Lowry said he's been a little bit mystified by why the results have not been there for his team this season. They are at the top of the league in possession, at the top of the league in fewest shots conceded. Their expected goals are very high, their expected goals allowed are very low, but he feels like just because of some youth on the roster, there have been individual mistakes that have cost them matches. But on the whole, the performances they've been very happy with this year. This is Aiden Hezarkhani on the ball for Salt Lake, was trying to win a corner there, couldn't quite do it. LA is able to clear it away from trouble. And that last match against Vancouver, obviously a very good side, but as Mark Lowry put it, when you outshoot somebody 20-2, you expect to win, not tie and end up with 2 points instead of 3 on the night. Matt Evans plays it out to the wide side for Adrian Weibowo. 4 goals, 3 assists in the last 6 matches for Weibowo. The team leading 8 goals on the season for the 18-year-old from the LAFC Academy. This is Christopher Jaime trying to switch the field here and send it ahead for Mueller. Louis Mueller earned himself a first-team contract earlier this year. Expected to play somewhere around 70 minutes tonight. Junior Gonzalez said he's working his way back. Not quite the Louis Mueller that earned that first-team contract, but he's getting there. Outstanding collegiate player at Cal Baptist, and now on a first-team contract with LAFC, which he signed in early May. This is Thomas Musto. Tried to get one through on a feed there for Hernandez, but a good job to break up the play by Salt Lake, and now it's Marquez. Monarchs have missed the playoffs each of the first 2 seasons of MLS Next Pro. It's going to take a good run in the back third of this year for them to make it to the 2024 playoffs. LA playing in MLS Next Pro for the 2nd season. They finished well outside the playoff picture last year. And because of that, Junior Gonzalez said if we can make the playoffs this year, which they're in position to do, that would feel like winning a championship. Mueller's shot easily stopped by Will Mackey. Didn't get much on it, did Mueller. And Mackey has his first start of the night, or first save, I should say, making his 7th start of the season. 1.67 goals against average and 1 shutout that came on April 28th against Vancouver. This is offside against the Monarchs as Marquez couldn't hold his line. Thomas Hassel spent 2019 through 2023 with Vancouver Whitecaps. Played a little bit for Whitecaps too, but 34 appearances with the first team over that time. Dealt with some injuries and the like, and signed with LAFC back on June 5th, so just about 2 months ago, making his 3rd start and 2nd in a row tonight for LAFC2, and Junior Gonzalez was really happy and excited to have him in goal. Talks about his leadership and obvious quality as a keeper that he feels like will be really important for his team tonight. It has a bit of a jumbled back 4 as compared to what they're used to. Mackey to play it here for Salt Lake. Real Monarchs have really struggled away from home this season. 0-6-2 on the road. 4 wins, 4 losses, and 2 ties at home. LAFC2 very good on its home pitch. 6 wins against just 2 losses and 1 tie. Sitting on 30 points this year, which is tied for the 6th spot in the Western Conference at the moment. Remember, top 8 teams go to the postseason. Just 9 matches remain after tonight for both of these teams. This is Tommy Silva. Plays it back now for Zach Farnsworth. Silva once again, former UCLA Bruin, finds Matthew Bell. Bell trying to get a step here, does win the corner for Real Monarchs. DeCarlo Guerra made the prudent choice to just concede the corner rather than anything more for the moment. Junior Gonzalez said, with our defense the way it is, we're not going to try and stretch the game. We're just looking to be compact defensively and take advantage of whatever chances might come on the other end of the pitch. Sent into the area, it bounces all the way through untouched. Couple guys had a look at it for the Monarchs, and apparently an LA player got a touch on it, as we'll have another corner coming. Eric Holtz was waiting on the back post there for the Monarchs, and his right foot just couldn't quite reach this ball that came in from Silva. So another corner here for Salt Lake, nearly 8 minutes gone in the first half tonight. Aiden Hezarkhani will take this corner. Plays it low to the top directly to Bell, whose shot is blocked away. Silva tried to keep the play alive instead. Mueller wins the ball and is brought down to the pitch, and we will have our first booking of the night, as a yellow is shown to, it looked like 34, Luka Moisa. One thing that Mark Lowry really stressed with his team this week was being better in their defensive reactions when losing the ball, wanting to win it back quickly and stay as high up the pitch as possible. It was actually Hezarkhani who was booked there. So that's something to look at tonight as a focus for the visitors. There's Matthew Bell once again, first round pick, 16th overall in the most recent draft out of Marshall. Ahead for Elijah Paul, who has space to work. It's Paul, and a stop made. Hassal has his first save. Not sure if that shot was going to be on target or not, but just to be safe, Hassal put the right paw out and concedes a third corner already to Salt Lake. Hezarkhani once again here. Flicked on in a dangerous area, still in the box. Comes back out towards Moisa, where it's played back in, hits off the official. And the whistle comes out from Arena Petronok. And she'll give the ball to LA to restart. We mentioned Junior Gonzalez in his first season as the head man for LAFC 2, spent the last 2 seasons as a first-team assistant with Chicago Fire. Mark Lowry in his first season as the head coach for Real Monarchs. His last 2 coaching stops were in USL Championship. 2021 to 23, he was the head coach of Indy 11. 2018 to 21, head coach of El Paso. Griffin Dillon. Settled down here by Farnsworth. Signed a homegrown deal with Salt Lake back in 2021. It's really interesting when you look at the assembly of the roster for the Monarchs in terms of the players that have seen the most minutes. And Mark Lowry said this was quite intentional. It's really all either homegrowns out of the academy or college players that they drafted. And he said with that has come a pretty big learning curve for everybody this season. Here's Tommy Silva. And Dillon couldn't quite connect with Bell. But he said when you have academy players, their adjustment is playing against older competition. When you have players drafted or signed directly out of college, their adjustment is a much longer season than obviously what they are accustomed to in college. So really everybody needs like a year, he was saying, to adjust to the new level. And maybe that's why he said the results haven't quite matched the performances this season. Takeaway by Marquez. LA trying to win the ball back. Moises steps onto it. Back and forth it goes in the LA end. Mueller's trying to start things back the other way. Connects here with Flores. Flores cutting to his right foot. And that hit up high on Silva. It will be a corner for LAFC 2. Fans, this portion of tonight's match is brought to you by BMO, official bank of LAFC. So Mueller will take this corner. 4 goals, 2 assists in 8 games prior to tonight with LAFC 2 this season. Had a match back in March against Minnesota where he scored twice, also had an assist. Signed that first team contract back on May 3rd. Working his way back from injury now. And it looks like the training staff is going to have to come on here and check on Silva, who took that ball up high. And you can understand a little shaken up. Take another look at it here. Nicholas Sullivan, obviously quite unintentional, but no less painful. Always a good environment at Titan Stadium on the campus of Cal State Fullerton. Constant drum line in support of LAFC 2. So Silva have to come off for a moment since the training staff came on to check on him. So for the moment, Real Monarchs down to 10 men. We'll see if that plays any role on this corner. First of the night for LA. See the way it's set up at the moment, really nobody in a black jersey anywhere near the keeper, Mackey. And now they start the movement. Mueller making his way in. Dispossessed by Moisa for a moment. Mueller wins it back, trying to keep the ball. Strong work by Mueller, spinning around a couple of defenders, still has the ball. And finally, it's intercepted by Matthew Bell and played back in the other direction for Salt Lake. And a foul here against LAFC 2. A little tie up there between Marquez and Christopher Jaime. That's number 40 against number 40. Jaime and Weibo both playing out of position again tonight for LA. But Junior Gonzalez was pretty happy with how they both fared, playing as fullbacks last week. Not something they're used to. Throw here for Salt Lake. See Moisa very active early, the 16-year-old homegrown. An MLS Next All-Star this season. Quite a bit of experience at the youth levels with the U.S. men's national team as well. Bell turns with it. It's Bell on the ball here. Now Griffin Dillon sends it into the area, cleared away. Well handled there by Christian Diaz for LA. Just came back to LA a couple weeks ago after starting the season with Carolina Core. Came up through the LA Academy, went to Carolina, and now back in Los Angeles. Here's Nicholas Sullivan. Sends it across. Here's a chance for Los Angeles. A big opportunity, but the shot was blocked by Eric Holtz. Hernandez did well to settle himself with the ball, but couldn't get a shot on through. Play the advantage here. And this will go off for a goal kick. Shots are 2-2 in the early going. And both teams with one on target. Final match of the week here in Next Pro, as we mentioned earlier. And the final out of 5 matches taking place today. Matthew Bell ahead with it for Tommy Silva. Sends it into the middle and it's cleared away. Hard to believe, already pretty much done with match week 21 as we are into August. All the teams with just about 9 matches left after tonight. Mackey well off his line, calmly plays it to Farnsworth. Earlier today, Tacoma, a 5-1 dominant, 3 points against Minnesota. Crown Legacy and Huntsville tied. Crown Legacy earned the extra point in the shootout. New York Red Bulls won a high-scoring 4-3 affair against Chicago, and we told you already about the crazy finish between Portland and the Town, where Portland earned a PK in second half stoppage time and scored on it. Tega Ikoba did, and the goal came along with the final whistle. And the Town lost at home for the first time this season. And Portland were able to jump Kansas City into playoff position, the 8th spot in the West. Here LA firmly in playoff position at the moment, trying to improve its spot. Salt Lake hoping to start a late season surge in Mark Lowry's first year. Griffin Dillon for Bell. Now Moisa takes over. See how compact LAFC 2 is staying on this end of the pitch in this game. A mismatched back 4, but a back intact front 6 that had Junior Gonzalez excited for tonight's proceedings. DeCarlo Guerra for Christopher Jaime. 2 goals, 3 assists this season for the 20-year-old Jaime. LAFC controlling the ball here. Comes back to Jaime. A lot of contact there and a foul against LA. This portion of tonight's match is brought to you by CarMax, car buying reimagined. Just over 21 minutes gone in our first half tonight from Titan Stadium in Fullerton, California. Level on 0-0 between LA and Salt Lake. Justin Galanti, our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew. Happy to be finishing out the match week with you. Junior Gonzalez also pointed out there was some excitement around the training facility this week in LA, with Olivier Giroud arriving a couple days ago and training with the first team for the first time. It's amazing, a couple of the players that have appeared for LAFC 2 this year, like Adrian Sanders, were not even born when Giroud started his professional career. Marquez gains a little space here, sends one into the area, and it will be another corner for Salt Lake. Good work by Marquez there. The 16-year-old making his fourth start with the Monarchs tonight, 9th overall appearance. He was part of that U.S. men's national team that won the U15 CONCACAF championship last year. Earned a call-up to U16 camp this past May. "23 minutes gone. Hezarkhani again on the corner. In swinging ball with a lot of pace, and it's put in. The captain, Keller Storley, has his first of the season, and the Monarchs strike first on the road. Couldn't have drawn up a more perfect touch from Storley. And in his 26th career match with the Monarchs, he has his first goal. Well, that's a big moment early for this Monarchs group, trying to win on the road for the first time this year. Goal comes in the 24th minute. Storley scores it, the assist to Hezarkhani, his first of the season. And it's 1-0 for Salt Lake. Over the top they go with it, Elijah Paul. Waiting for some numbers in support. Now Bell on the ball. Bit of a mistake here, and then a foul against Farnsworth. And he will be shown a yellow card. Javier Hernandez back to his feet after this last challenge. Farnsworth didn't agree with the call. Mark Lowry said the story of the season for Real Monarchs is creating high numbers of chances and high danger chances at that. Not quite being able to finish them. But an early goal tonight gets the Monarchs off to a good start. Now Farnsworth and Hezarkhani both playing on a yellow for Salt Lake. Those are the only two fouls that the Monarchs have committed tonight. LAFC has committed 5 fouls to this point. Play on for the moment here, and now we hear the whistle. And it's against LA and Hernandez. 18-year-old Javi Hernandez, the rising star of match week 16 in MLS Next Pro. Committed to play his college soccer at the University of North Carolina. Good intercept by Jaime. Seems like conceding the goal might have sparked something in LA, which had been a little bit sluggish to start this match, similar to last week in Houston when they went down 2-0 in the first half. One thing Junior Hernandez pointed out this week was that despite the fact that it's making things a little difficult for his side to have guys playing out of position, it's great experience and quite important for the young players to learn to be versatile at this level so that they can have multiple opportunities and positions to be able to make it at the next level. LA trying to build something here. Luka Moisa clears that away. A lot of contact there and a clear foul against Mueller. As he tugs Storley down to the pitch. Entering tonight, Real Monarchs sitting in a tie for 12th in the Western Conference with Colorado. 3 points tonight would not only move the Monarchs past Colorado, but also move them past Austin into 11th place. And you'd only be 7 points out of a playoff spot at the end of the night, which is a lot, granted, but not something that's unheard of to make up in a 9-match span through the rest of the regular season. Second out of 3 meetings this year between these two sides. First was in early May, a 3-2 win on the road for LAFC 2. And the final meeting will be the third to last week of the regular season, September 23rd. That one will be here at Titan Stadium again. LA group got off to such a strong start to the season. Only defeated twice before June. But since then, things have not quite been the same. And the way Junior Gonzalez described it was, it's not been anything very negative, but we're just a little tick off from having the positive results that we want week in, week out. And again, a lot of that attributed to injuries and players gone on national team duty. Mackey comes out to play this first time in a while that Mackey has had to play a ball. Foul here against Luka Moisa. Free kick for LAFC 2. We mentioned how Storley's goal back in the 24th minute was his first of the season. It's been a lot of balance in scoring this year for the Monarchs as this is into the box. Storley clears it away. 4 different players are tied for the team lead for the Monarchs with 3 goals this season. Elijah Paul, Benjamin Redzik, Matthew Bell, and Damian Barker-John, who was actually just sent out on loan to Phoenix Rising in the USL Championship a couple weeks ago. Evans was tripped up, didn't draw the whistle. Matthew Evans just back from playing in the CONCACAF Championships with Guatemala alongside DeCarlo Guerra, his teammate here with LAFC 2. And I mentioned Matías Wanchope was playing with Costa Rica. Here's Mueller trying to create again here, but flag was up. LAFC 2 offside. This portion of tonight's match is brought to you by DoorDash, exclusive on-demand delivery partner of LAFC. 32 minutes gone, a 1-0 Monarchs advantage on Keller Storley's first goal of the season in the 24th minute. Directly off a corner from Aiden Hezarkhani. Monarchs will take a throw here. I asked Junior Gonzalez, what do you hope that your guys that were out on international duty get from that experience? And he said two things. One, learning how to be out of your comfort zone, being in Mexico for 3-4 weeks. And two, just coming back more confident, knowing the type of player you are, contributing, they all did for their respective nations, and being selected to represent your country. That's something that should really boost your confidence as a player. Here's Mueller again, one-on-one with Storley. Moisa comes in there, couldn't take the ball, and a point to the spot. Mueller has earned the penalty for Los Angeles. His head coach said he's not quite the Lewis Mueller from the start of the season, but you see the flashes. And he draws the whistle here as Storley tripped him up. And now a chance to equalize for LA. Mueller with 4 goals so far this season for LAFC 2. Searching for his first coming back from the injury. Can Will Mackey step up here for the Monarchs? Mueller. It is 1-1. Welcome back, Lewis Mueller. 5th goal this season. And in the 35th minute, we are at 1-1. A well-taken penalty for the 23-year-olds. And LA responds in less than 10 minutes to conceding the first goal tonight. We mentioned it right away. It seemed like LA got a spark after conceding the goal to the Monarchs, and they're able to pay it off with a goal on the PK. Now, how does Salt Lake respond to conceding for the first time tonight? Mueller once again. Mueller putting the moves on here. Comes back to DeCarlo Guerra. Nicholas Sullivan does very well in terms of his effort to keep the ball in, but couldn't quite execute it. Sullivan just signed with LAFC 2 on July 18th. He started all 5 matches he's appeared in. A goal and 2 assists through the first 4, including the lone goal that LA scored in Houston last weekend. Elijah Paul connects here with Hezarkhani. Christian Diaz. Good defensive work there. Entertaining match so far in the second meeting of the year between Salt Lake and LA. LA has done much better on possession over the last 13 minutes or so. And again, able to win the ball quickly. Jaime couldn't quite connect though as Eric Holt intercepted the pass. Mark Lowry said the best, oh, here's a mistake potentially, and Mackey, luckily if you're a Salt Lake fan, was aware and kept that ball away from the charging Javi Hernandez. Here's Christopher Jaime. There's Musto. Anyway, Mark Lowry said the best way for us to negate the advantages opponents have in matches is just not to let them have the ball. I think he would say LA's had too much of the ball in the last 15 minutes. Bell on the run forward, showing off his speed. It is Matthew Bell all the way in, and the shot blocked by Diaz. Wow, Bell made that run and just kept going. And it seemed like there was going to be a more open lane to shoot, but Christian Diaz stepped in and blocked it. Both keepers, Saul and Mackey, each with one save tonight. Tommy Silva for Elijah Paul. Former 7th overall pick in the MLS Super Draft in 2023, Elijah Paul. Played his first college season at San Francisco and the last two at Washington. A play on here as Hezarkhani was making the appeal for a foul. A lot of pace to this match, up and down in the first half. Not too many lulls in action. Moisa at least got a touch on that to slow play. Comes back now for Guerra. Mentioned a few times, Weibo, such a dangerous offensive threat with 8 goals and 3 assists this year for LAFC 2, but not playing in that role tonight. Other guys like Mueller, who's back from that injury, have stepped up and created the chances for LA tonight. This time they're offside. Just joining us, it was Keller Storley starting the scoring for the Monarchs in the 24th minute. And then after drawing a foul, Lewis Mueller stepped up and converted a PK in the 35th minute to make it 1-1. You know, in that last match against Houston, LA actually earned a PK in the final minute that would have tied it, as this is sent just a little too tall by Marquez. But they were unable to convert on the penalty kick last week that would have guaranteed at least 1 point against Houston. Another look at this from Marquez really got a lot on that shot and didn't miss by much. Saul, the smart decision, though, not to put a touch to it. So, frankly, both these head coaches felt like their teams deserved better out of last week's performances. There's Matt Evans. Evans ripping one. Mackey the stop. Second save for Will Mackey tonight. Evans showing his skill there. Very solid strike on it. But Mackey with the firm hands punches it away. Jaime to the middle with it for Mueller. Just a couple minutes and then stoppage time remain in this first half. A 1-1 tie at the moment between LA and Salt Lake. Mackey for Storley here. Salt Lake's been pinned in its own end for a little bit here, as LA have continued to grow in confidence as this half has gone along. Paul was making the appeal for a whistle. We play on. Tommy Silva back for Paul. Paul playing it to the middle, and it's taken by LA. There's Griffin Dillon. Now Silva sends across through. Marquez got a touch to it. Moisa keeps the play alive. Marquez for Moisa again. Not much on that pass though, and it's cleared away. Matthew Bell finds his cutting Silva. Storley is feeling the pressure there from Mueller. Got it out to Marquez. Foul here against Holtz. Five shots for Salt Lake tonight, 2 on target. 4 shots for LAFC and 3 have been on frame. Holt intercepts this pass. Starts it for Bell. Paul goes out wide to Marquez. Weibo flanks him. 2 minutes of added time here in the first half. This one comes all the way to the middle. Jaime stepped in and cleared it away. Moisa back in front with it, and it's sent out of trouble by DeCarlo Guerra. This will be a yellow shown. Let's see to who. Go against Christian Diaz. Had a big bear hug there for Elijah Paul. And a free kick coming now for the Monarchs. Professional foul from Diaz there, making sure Paul couldn't run free. So over a minute into stoppage time here. We'll see what Salt Lake can do with this chance. Remember, scored the goal on a set piece earlier, back in the 24th minute. First booking against an LAFC player tonight there. 2 yellows have been shown to Monarchs. Bell sends this one in, and it's handled by Hassal, who takes a little bump from Storley. So nothing doing on that free kick. We'll see if that's the final action before we hit halftime. Jaime had it poked away by Bell. Throw here for LAFC 2. And there's the halftime whistle. So a very entertaining first half tonight in Fullerton. Real Monarchs scored first in the 24th minute. Lewis Mueller answered for Los Angeles on a PK in the 35th. And our score is 1-1 at the half. Coming up, we revisit the MLS Invitational from Texas, and later we get to know the North Texas goalkeeper. That's all coming up after a short break.
Messi! Really sweet. Ahí está el centro. Gol. Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta al frente. Servicio. El tiro. It's saved by Carlos Corner. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega. Golazo. Externa va a definir Chicho.
Listen up, all eyes on me. I'll show you who you wanna be. Hey, yeah, yeah, hey. Oh, wow, wow, wow. It's going down, down. You don't want to miss that. It's the new sound. It's the new sound. It's the new sound. Toda mi gente lo siente. 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 Toda mi gente caliente. Toda mi gente lo siente.
Halftime here in Fullerton, 1-1 our score between Real Monarchs and LAFC 2. Well, last weekend, Austin hosted FC Cancun in this year's edition of the MLS Invitational. Samara Perez was there and has this report.
For the third consecutive year, the MLS NEXT Pro Invitational pitted foreign opposition against MLS NEXT Pro sides. And for the first time ever, a Mexican club. Also another first, there was a championship trophy on the line. Ahead of the match, we spoke to Senior Vice President of Operations and Competitions, Ali Curtis, who spoke on the significance of the match.
Anytime, you're going to be playing for a trophy, the game's going to be super competitive, which is a great opportunity for players to learn and develop. And then also, this is something that the players have been looking forward to for a long time now, ever since they won their championships in their domestic league. So they don't know each other as well, so that diversity in opponent will be difficult for each side. Should be a very competitive game, and coaches and players should have a lot of fun.
And competitive it was. as both teams came out strong and were physically challenging each ball, but it was Austin FC2 who would strike first. Off a set piece, Micah Burden gave the home team the lead off a diving header. The teams would go into the locker rooms with Austin leading 1-0. In the second half, things continued to heat up as Cancun FC tried to level it. But off a corner kick, Alonso Ramirez put Verdos ahead with a spectacular half volley goal at the 58th minute. The Mexican side made things interesting in the 67th minute as Mauro Perez found himself inside the box to score and put the visitors within one. In the last 30 minutes of the match, both teams created opportunities, but in the end, Austin FC2 would hold on to the lead, delighting their fans to another championship. After the match, we spoke to head coach Brett Utley, who highlighted the level of competition of the intense match.
They had a lot of mobility in the midfield. They made it extremely difficult for us to press. They were aggressive in their pressing as well, so we had to be really quick with our decision making to find the free player to try to push them back and play our game. And it was really like that from the first minute all the way to the end.
Michael Burden was named MVP, and he hopes that this brings him the confidence he's been looking for this season.
It's been a tough season for me, and so I'm just very hungry to score. I saw the ball go in the back post, CJ hits it across, and then I just tap it in, and you know it's a good goal, good feeling, and I honestly just miss that feeling.
Austin FC2 once again victorious in another championship, this time in the 2024 MLS Next Pro Invitational against Liga Expansión MX side Cancun FC. That does it from Palmer Field at St. David's Performance Center. I'm Samara Perez, signing off.
Well, that was a lot of fun last week. Let's take a look at what's happened this week around MLS Next Pro. Couple of top-of-the-table showdowns Friday night. Cincinnati, a 1-0 win over Philadelphia. Ventura County went on the road and beat St. Louis. Columbus, a winner at New York City. And then a couple ties between Vancouver and Kansas City. Vancouver got the extra point. Austin earned the extra point in a tie with North Texas. Last night, Chattanooga, Toronto, a 1-1 tie. Chattanooga wins the shootout. And then Orlando City, Atlanta, and Colorado all able to earn 3 points. So we will take a break here at halftime. When we come back, we'll chat with Michelle Montaigne, who recently sat down with North Texas goalkeeper Michael Collodi, and we'll find more about his journey to North Texas.
What's up, guys? Today we're joining you from the Lone Star State with North Texas SC's keeper, Michael Collodi. Michael, thank you for making time for us.
Of course, thank you for having me.
In the midst of your reigning Goalkeeper of the Month performance, you have had excellent run of form to open this season. What has led you to be so successful in your first year with the club?
I think a big part of it is credit to the rest of the team, of course. I mean, there's 10 guys in front of me, and like John has always said, our first defender starts with the guys up top. So I think it's a big kind of team effort, and I think just coming in and doing the best I can, just as everybody, and trying to do my job as best as possible.
Obviously, getting some help from your defenders is a huge part of it, but also getting the recognition of Goalkeeper of the Month by the league. What did that honor mean to you?
It meant a lot for sure. Just I think it was, like I said, just a testament not only to me, but kind of the defense and the team in entirety, because I'm not doing all the work by myself.
When you think about where this team has kind of come from, all the changes and the different things you guys have had to go through, having this run of form as of late, where do you think all of it has come from?
I think a lot of it just comes from kind of the guys that we have, and we talk a lot about wanting to be and act and play like a championship team, and what good teams do and what winning teams do is find ways to adapt, and they find ways to win. Kind of no matter the situation, what happens. We've had games where guys have gotten sent off, myself included, and we've found ways to pull stuff out. So I think that's kind of a testament to the work ethic and perseverance and kind of mentality that we have here at the club.
I have to ask about that in particular. The fact, not that you were sent off, but the fact that your guys were still able to allow no goals. What did that feel like, watching your team be able to produce that?
It was awesome. Obviously, I was a little bit disappointed not being able to do it, but I was watching in the locker room and going crazy and cheering like crazy with every goal scored, every action that happened. So it was just I mean, just super proud to see the guys be able to help pull stuff off when I kind of put us in a tricky situation.
All right, that's a lot of good praise for the team, right? As a good keeper would do. But I want to talk a little bit more about you specifically.
Okay.
Comes back home to the North Texas area from Columbia University. First of all, do you think you're the smartest keeper in the league?
I have people who would hardly disagree with that. It would, big disagreements. I don't.
All right.
I don't know if that's, yeah, I don't know if that's the best way to describe me.
Whatever, he has an Ivy League degree, so we'll just give that what it's worth. But seriously, I mean, coming up through the academy here and now getting to come home here, how has those 4 years in New York changed your perspective on getting to come home and play for this club?
Mm-hmm. It was definitely a great experience that I had up there. I mean, being able to get in and play a lot of games and play with a bunch of different people in different styles, I think, is something that has really kind of helped me. And then part of it is learning how to help kind of manage players and stuff, especially kind of the later years of my college, being one of the older players on the team and trying to help manage young guys coming in and kind of learning the college game and all that. I think because I'm one of the older players here in North Texas as well, I've kind of tried to take responsibility and kind of helping to try and be a leader in that aspect and kind of help push us in the right direction and do the best I can in that way.
Knowing that this club is really where you got started and what has shaped you into the professional now that you are, as you think about what you want for your future in your career, what does that look like for you?
Well, championship this year, first and foremost, because why not? But I mean, just like any other player, I want to play at the highest level possible and just keep playing as best I can and developing as a player and see where I can go from there.
All right. Championship on the mind of Colodi. Thank you so much for the time.
Of course, thank you.
That does it for this player's profile.
Toda mi gente lo siente, toda mi gente lo siente, toda mi gente lo siente, y toda mi gente lo siente, toda mi gente caliente, toda mi gente lo siente. Toda mi gente suena, en la favela suena, el techo se me llena, toda mi gente lo siente.
All right, MLS store, I need something fresh and clean. Let's see what you got. I need that in my size. It's not like this. Cream on cream? The fit is cold. I'm ice cream. You like that?
Messi! ¡De la pelota para que quede! It's contact and a shot goal! ¡Mamita querida, qué golazo! Capitán! Magnifique flap! Really, really sweet. Ahí está el centro. ¡Gol! Para Maxi Mesa para pegarle. Maxi le pegó. Huerta. Al frente. Servicio. El tiro. Con autoridad el centro. A la izquierda en las afueras del área le pega, golazo. Amor al gol. Parte externa, va a definir Chicho.
Welcome back to Titan Stadium in Fullerton, California. Second half about to get started. We are level 1-1 at the break between LAFC 2 and Real Monarchs. Let's take a look at the halftime highlights plenty of chances on both sides in that first half. Both goalkeepers had a couple of stops. William Mackey for Real Monarchs and Thomas Hassall for LAFC 2. But then the scoring started in the 24th minute directly off this corner. It was Keller Storley's first of the season, which made it 1-0 in favor of the visitors. Then LA was able to answer less than 10 minutes later. It was Lewis Mueller who ran this ball down in the corner, went to work offensively, and draws this foul. Gets the point to the spot, and Mueller stepped up and put it away for the equalizing goal. So 1-1, our score at halftime. Just like last time these two met, it was a tied score at halftime. It was 2-2 at halftime back at the beginning of May. Matt Evans scored the winner in the second half for LA that night. See what happens tonight. One sub at halftime for the Monarchs. Omar Marquez, who was impressive in the first half, came off and was replaced by the man at the bottom of your screen, 27, Bertin Jacquesson, former first-round pick out of Pitt. 23-year-old playing his second season with the Monarchs. Same 11 on the pitch for LAFC 2. And Junior Gonzalez to start half number 2. Jude Terry had it poked away. It'll be a throw as he lost it off the last touch. Jude Terry is just 15 years old, making the start tonight for LAFC 2. 5th appearance, second start. Has the ball once again. Jude Terry moving forward with it. Blasts one. Didn't get much on it, though, and missed wide. Looks like there was a deflection, so it will be a corner for LA. Ever so slightly hit off the back heel there of Zachary Farnsworth. So a corner here for LAFC 2. Thomas Musto will take it. Signed a first-team contract, Musto did, back in May. Sent into the area, put on, and Mackey has it. Unmarked man in the area there for LA was Nicholas Sullivan. But fortunately, if you're a Monarchs supporter, it was put right in between the hands of Will Mackey. Dangerous moment early, though, for the home side. If you weren't with us in the first half, Real Monarchs looking to start a second half push here tonight. They have 4 wins, 4 ties, 10 losses this year. 19 points, tied for 12th in the Western Conference entering the match. But unbeaten in their last 3 consecutive ties. They've gotten 5 points out of those 3 matches. LAFC, 30 points this year, 8 wins, 6 losses, 4 ties. Tied for 6th in the West entering the match. And with 3 points tonight, could find themselves back in a tie for 5th where they started the match week. Goal kick coming here for Hassall. Western Conference table, very tight. Teams 1 through 7 are separated by just 10 points right now. North Texas leading the West with 40 points. St. Louis and Ventura County each sitting on 36. Vancouver in 4th at 34. Tacoma is 5th with 33 points. LA and the Town each with 30. This is Weeble. Beautiful find. Here's the chance, and Mackey got a touch. Wow, Will Mackey very aggressive off his line, and he gets his left hand on that shot from Nicholas Sullivan, and we remain level 1-1. But a couple of big-time, dangerous opportunities early in the second half for LA. Scary moments for Real Monarchs. Here's Mueller. Couldn't quite get his foot to it. Was trying to hold the line and stay onside. It ends up as a goal kick. 4 saves now for Will Mackey tonight. Saul has 1 save for LA. LA entered the match in the top 10 in Next Pro in goals scored this season with 34, but bottom 10 in goals conceded, 35. Monarchs outside the top 15 in goals scored with 23 entering tonight, but in the top half of the league in goals conceded, 29, now 30, including the one this evening. But again, if you talk to Mark Lowry, the underlying numbers, the performances say that those numbers we just told you about should be much better. Lusto getting an explanation here from Marina Petrunak. Play on just over 5 minutes into the second half. Here is Jacques Song. Sends it into the area. It was off the back heel there of Diaz. And Mueller starts it back the other way. One back quickly, though, by Salt Lake. That's something that Mark Lowry was really focused on with his team in training this week. Winning the ball back quickly after you lose it. Not only to prevent the opponent from doing anything with the ball, but also maintaining high position up the field. This is a bit of a grueling stretch that the Monarchs are starting here tonight. Next match will be home for Tacoma, but after that, 3 in a row on the road. And overall, 7 out of their next 9 are away from Salt Lake. LA will play the Next Pro version of the LA Derby next week. Here's a shot easily stopped by Hassel from Hazarkanian there. It'll be at Ventura County for LA a week from tonight, and home for Timbers 2 after that. Bell went out wide with it for Paul. Elijah Paul gets back to his right foot. Dylan blasts one, and Hassel has it. So both goalkeepers tested early in the second half, and both have risen to the occasion. Musto forward with it. And a whistle all the way out in front of the play as Mueller got tied up with Keller Storley. Storley has been a big part of the story tonight. Scored the goal for Salt Lake and committed the foul that gave Mueller the PK, which was the goal for LA. I know it's easy to say, especially after talking with Mark Lowry, but you do feel like if the Monarchs could just get a win like this on the road, it really could start something, because they have not played poorly this season. Performances have been good, results haven't been there, but you have to feel like the law of averages should swing in their favor at some point. Here's Weebawall. LA, meanwhile, looking to get back to being the side that started the season 5 wins in their first 7. 5 wins, 1 loss, 1 tie in the first 7 match days. Foul here against the Monarchs. It was Bell who committed it. A free kick coming for LA. About 10 minutes into the second half as Musto and Mueller discuss what to do here. Mueller sends it in. Diaz trying to get to it, cleared away though. Jaime back in. LA looking to keep the attack going. It's put in front. And just unable to get to it was Matt Evans. Good bit of work there by Jude Terry trying to set up Evans. And again, kind of a heart in your throat moment. That's 3 of them so far in the second half for the Monarchs. This portion of tonight's match is brought to you by Ford. LA has been knocking on the door since coming out of halftime, but they remain level 1-1. There's Jacques Song. Play by Diaz once again. He's been impactful tonight. 3rd match with LA after 11 with Carolina Core to start the season. Mentioned earlier how Junior Gonzalez has been dealing with a bit of a depleted roster for the last couple weeks because of injuries and players on international duty. He said the positive to that is A, the experiences the players are getting that are representing their countries, but B, it's also put some of the younger academy players with LA into accelerated roles to get real minutes with LAFC 2. He's been impressed with a lot of them. And his message in training every day has been anybody could get an opportunity at any point. And that has been proven out these last couple weeks. Sub here for the Monarchs. It'll be Benjamin Redzik coming on, placing Aiden Hezarkhani, who had the assist on the goal tonight. Redzik, the 21-year-old, making his 18th appearance and 10th off the bench for the Monarchs this year. He scored 3 goals, which is tied for the team lead. Most recent of the 3 was June 30th against North Texas, and he had one of the goals in the match against LA back in early May. Redzik, kind of a well-traveled 21-year-old, came up through the FC Dallas organization, signed there as a homegrown player in April of 2021, and then got hurt pretty much right after that, needed ankle surgery, missed the rest of the year. Injury played a couple seasons for him after that. Ended up just making 6 first-team appearances for FC Dallas. But getting a second opportunity with the Monarchs, and Redzik very quickly has a chance, but miss wide. That was a golden opportunity on your first touch, but Redzik couldn't put it on frame. Have to think he would have wanted to do more with this. A lot of that goal was open. It's now 8 shots, 4 on target for Salt Lake, 7 shots and 5 on target for Los Angeles. Libowo ahead with it. LA still have not made any subs tonight. Mark Lowry has brought on 2 from his bench. Foul here against Redzik. Wasting no time getting involved in the proceedings tonight. If you're a fan of patterns, this one is following the Real Monarchs pattern over the last couple weeks. 3 consecutive 1-1 ties for the Monarchs coming in. And you can see the score as we approach the 1 hour mark. It's kind of interesting talking with Junior Gonzalez about how he and his staff approach the chase for the playoffs with the team. He said, I've had teams that I've coached in the past where I'd have the table posted in the locker room every day. There's Jacques Hisson. Drops it back, and this one is on frame from Redzik, but stopped again by Hisson. But Junior Gonzalez didn't feel that was the approach to take with this team in terms of focusing so much on the table. He said, you know, players are going to look at it. They know where they are. They know they want to make the playoffs. Here is Bell for the Monarchs. Had a heavy first touch. Gets the ball back, though. Jacques Hisson once again. But he said, we just take the pressure of playoffs off them. They know where they sit in the table. We talk about getting 3 points every time we take the pitch, not how many points we think we need the rest of the season or anything like that. LA getting set to make its first substitutions of the night. Looks like there will be 3 at the next window. Benjamin Redzik. Now Elijah Paul. Salt Lake had the first goal tonight. LA was able to answer. No goals since halftime. Good move by Bell around 1, but couldn't quite connect with Redzik. Here's Jude Terry once again. Jude Terry feeds one through, and Mueller couldn't quite get to it. Jude Terry has really had some nice moments tonight. Couldn't quite connect with the star Mueller there. Looks like a 4th potential substitute is ready to come on for LA, so Junior Gonzalez, who hadn't used one yet, looks like he'll use 4 at the same time. Tommy Silva. And now Matthew Bell. Comes down to Jacques Son. Redzik. Jacques Son once again sends it to the middle, comes all the way through and touched away by Diaz for a moment. Redzik settles it. A little bit of open space here. Silva puts it in front. It's loose in a dangerous area and cleared away finally. Not definitively though. Keller Storley, patient on the ball, sends it back to Farnsworth. So it looks like Paul a little slow to get up. And we'll get all these subs now. There's going to be 1 for the Monarchs and 4 for LA as Irina Petrunuk waves them on. It'll be Daron Iskandarian coming on for the Monarchs, and then a full shift for LA as Brian Moyato, Mateus Wanchope, Charlie Rosenthal, and Adrian Aguilar all enter. Mueller off, Evans off, Hernandez off. And now Iskandarian being waved on. Actually, Mueller stays on here, went over the sideline, but perhaps just get some water. Iskandarian will replace Bell. For Iskandarian, it's his 13th appearance of the season, just the 3rd time he's come off the bench. 2 goals, 2 assists on the year for the LA subs. We mentioned earlier, Mateus Wanchope coming back from international duty with Costa Rica. 16-year-old appears for the 6th time this season. Brian Moyato, the 18-year-old, gets his 3rd appearance with LAFC 2. Charlie Rosenthal, 17 years of age. 9th game for him, he has 1 assist. And Adrian Aguilar, 17-year-old, makes just his 2nd appearance of the year, has 1 assist in 1 game so far. So all of a sudden, it's a much younger unit for LA on the field. But 4 sets of fresh legs out there for Junior Gonzalez. Terry, one of the players that came off, really had a good night. Could have contributed, it seemed, to a number of goals. But a number of early opportunities in this second half went by the wayside for Los Angeles. Four saves for each goalkeeper tonight. Things have been very even statistically between the two sides. Wanchope for Mueller. And now Wanchope once again. Jacques Son. Good movement here from Salt Lake. Redzik, been impactful since coming on. Jacques Son, players are calling for service. Sends it to the middle. Redzik trying to get to it. And it's cleared away from him. Flag was up anyway, offside. Fans, this portion of tonight's match is brought to you by Kaiser Permanente. We crossed the 68-minute mark at Titan Stadium in Fullerton, California. Justin Galanti, our entire outstanding MLS NEXT Pro broadcast crew. Happy you're with us on this Sunday night. All level 1-1 between LA and Salt Lake. Long ball here creates a chance for Los Angeles. Rosenthal, though, converged on by a pair of defenders, and the ball was taken. Wibawalt back for Diaz. A lot of contact there, and the foul goes against Salt Lake as Farnsworth committed it while he was down in the field. And a free kick coming for Los Angeles. It's now 15 fouls committed by LA and 9 called against the Monarchs. Ryan Moyato just on as a sub. Here's Wibawalt. And handled by Mackey. "20 minutes in stoppage time to play tonight." Jacques Esson sends it across. It's loose in the area, but retreating for it was Jaime. Got caught up in the feet there of DeCarlo Guerra, but no issue made of it. Eric Holt now. Keller Storley finds Jacques Esson once again. And played back to Mackey. Salt Lake trying to get its first road win of the season tonight. 0 wins, 6 losses, 2 ties away from home. And doing it against a team that's very good at home. 6 wins in 9 matches at home for LAFC2 this season. They'll need at least 1 more goal to get that first road win. Here is Mueller. Sends it in front, and it's high. Wow, what a golden opportunity. A misstep by Storley. Mueller won the ball. And this is one that very well could have ended up in the back of the net for Nicholas Sullivan. He's had 3 really high danger chances since halftime. Sullivan, as we told you earlier, signed with LAFC2 on July 18th. Played 2 college seasons at Cal State San Bernardino. His freshman year, he played at Park University in Missouri and has been quite impactful since joining Junior Gonzalez's team. Based on the quality of chances in this match, feels like we should have more goals than 2, but score remains 1-1, as it has since the 35th minute. Foul there goes against Sullivan. Iskandarian sends it to the middle toward Paul. Comes to Jacques Esson. Jacques Esson cuts to his right, having one at stop. Rebound is there, and it's mishit by Redzik. He can't believe it. It was right there for Benjamin Redzik. Jacques Esson did so well to make this a legitimate attempt. Not sure if a shot directed in the right way would have gotten through to Carlo Guerra or Christopher Jaime, who were both protecting the goal. But the mishit ball from Redzik keeps this match 1-1. Seems like right now Redzik and Sullivan are just trading opportunities to score. Foul here was against LA, and you can see the reaction from Wanchope. Clearly not in agreement. And now a yellow shown to LAFC, I believe head coach Junior Gonzalez there for his protest of the call. Didn't seem like a incredibly vehement protest, but enough to draw the ire of Arena Petronach there. So Luka Moisa will restart things.
Your attention, please. The head referee has issued a yellow card warning awarded to the LAFC bench to the head coach.
Holt sends this one forward. And a push there. Wibble with the foul. Looked like certainly the right call. This portion of tonight's match is brought to you by Remitly, official global money transfer partner of LAFC. A free kick here for Real Monarchs. It'll be Iskandarian to take it. 13 games and 12 starts last year for Iskandarian. 13 games, 10 starts this year with the Monarchs. Previously was playing for the Las Vegas Lights in the USL Championship. Iskandarian comes all the way through. Silva back for Jacques Esson. Puts it in the mixer. Well handled by Diaz. Rosenthal. Still Rosenthal. Finally, it's taken away from him. Silva wins a corner. Good work there by Tommy Silva. Iskandarian and Silva will discuss this, and it looks like it'll be Silva. Plays it quickly to Iskandarian. Sent into the area. Hassan missed it. And he got some help. Sullivan saves the day here for LA. Hassan, I don't know if his vision got impaired by Diaz, who went up to try and head that ball and missed it himself. And now the training staff's gonna have to come on here and check on Thomas Hassan. It's good to see a smile on his face. Just tuning in, both goals tonight in the first half. Keller Storley, his first of the season for Real Monarchs in the 24th minute. And then Mueller in the 35th minute on a PK, equalized for LA, and unfortunately it looks like Hassan's gonna have to come off. Looked like maybe a finger or something that Hasal injured as he barely got a touch on that ball that came in. So LA is going to have to go to its backup keeper tonight, which is Dylan Offret. Also going to be a couple subs for Salt Lake here as we get everything sorted out. Fred comes on. Well, you know, if you're Real Monarchs here, you would love nothing more than to put a challenge on Fred, who just came on cold off the bench. You'd love to at least test him. Offray, a Penn commit, so he'll be playing his college soccer in the Ivy League. Comes on here, now into the 81st minute. In swinging ball. And it will be a goal kick for Offray. So the Monarch subs will take place now. Luis Rivera and Izzy Amparo will enter. Moisa and Silva come off. For Offray, this is his second appearance with LA.
Substitutions for Real Monarchs in the 81st minute of play. Leaving the match for the Real Monarchs is number 33.
Foul here against Redzik.
Luis Rivera. Also leaving the match is number 34.
And now it's Diaz, a bit slow to get back to his feet, but says he's all right. 13 shots for the Monarchs tonight. 6 on target, 8 shots for LA, and 5 on target. Salt Lake looking to extend its unbeaten streak to 4 in a row. LA hoping to bounce back from the loss last weekend against Houston. Neither of these teams has won a match since June. Salt Lake June 12th, LA June 28th. And we'll see if we get a goal and a winner tonight. Chance here for LA. Comes into the middle, cleared away from trouble. Still in the area though, bit of dangerous passing from the Monarchs. They lose the ball. Still LA pressuring, and finally it's cleared by Zach Farnsworth. Dangerous decision making there from Rivera, who just came on. 16-year-old homegrown player, 4th appearance of the season for him. Amparo, 17-year-old, also making his 6th appearance. Here's Mueller with a little bit of room. It's Mueller! He scores! A brace for Lewis Mueller, and a 2-1 advantage for LA. This is just getting the ball to your best player in open space and letting him go to work. A perfect shot beats Mackey, and Mueller has his 2nd brace of the season, his 6th goal, and he puts LA ahead in the late stages. So now not much time for Real Monarchs to work with to find an equalizer. Junior Gonzalez said of Mueller coming back from injury tonight, he's not quite the Lewis Mueller that we had at the beginning of the year, still rounding into form. Well, if this is rounding into form, I'd be pretty scared of what full form looks like. You're playing against him. Earned himself that first team contract back in May. And for the second time this season, he is a brace for LAFC 2. If you're Mackey, not much you could do with that shot. Just placed about as perfectly as you could imagine by Lewis Mueller. Here come LA once again. Juan Chope. Holt gives him a little bit of a bump. And Mueller can't get there, but there was the foul. So it comes back as a free kick for LA. If you look at the live table, if LA is able to hold on and earn 3 points tonight, it would move into that tie for 5th with Tacoma, but be just within 3 points of 2nd. Or at least tying for it. St. Louis and Ventura County currently tied for 2nd in the West at 36 points. LA would be at 33 with a win tonight. Here's Iskandarian. Save made. Big stop by Offray. And a goal kick coming. First save since coming into the match for Offray as he entered for the injured Hassan. Good positioning from the young keeper. A win tonight would also tie LA with Tacoma, not only in points, but also for the most home wins this season in all of MLS Next Pro. This would be their 7th. Now, the lone unbeaten at home this year is North Texas. 5 wins, no losses, but 4 ties. Tacoma has 7 wins at home. LA is hoping for its 7th in just a couple minutes. Aguilar back to his feet, trying to walk that off. Another look at that foul. Rosenthal that collided with him. Excuse me, it was Dillon that collided with him. Here's Jacques Esson. Trying to find some room. There are 5 black jerseys around him, and he just got suffocated. Time to start taking some chances if you're Salt Lake. Settled down here by Jacques Esson. Keller Storley. Storley ended up down on the pitch. We play on. Storley had the first goal tonight, but LA have scored the last 2. Mueller with both of them. 35th minute, 84th minute. Here's Redzik. Shot is deflected, goes off for a corner. So far, Tonight's script has followed a similar one to the first meeting of the season between these two sides. Tied at halftime, LA finds a winner in the second half. Can the Monarchs change the narrative? In swinging service, it looks like a good one, but handled well by LA. Wanchope runs away with it. Indication is 5 minutes of added time here in the second half. So still some time to work with. This will be a yellow shown to Sullivan, who just kind of grabbed a fistful of jersey there. Easy decision for Irina Petrunak. Colts waiting for the go-ahead.
Attention please, the referee is issued a yellow card warning to LAFC 2, number 39, Nick Sullivan.
Cleared away here by LA. Holt retreating for it. Mackey comes out to play it. 16 shots tonight, 7 on goal for the Monarchs. Just 1 goal to show for it, though. 10 shots, 6 on goal for LA. Jacques Esson trying to turn the corner and does. Jacques Esson, a stop made. Another big save by Offray. Stepping up in an unexpected big moment tonight. Hugs the post. That's his second save. Iskandarian on this corner. Paul got ahead to it. Taken out of there, though, by Wanchope. Lewis Mueller with both goals tonight for LA. Mackey quickly restarts things. Two and a half minutes of stoppage time gone. So the Monarchs have magic in them. Luis Rivera sent it into the area. Kept in play there by Redzik. No, it was not. A goal kick for Offray. Down to the final 2 minutes or so here tonight in Fullerton. The throw coming. Jacques Esson got a bit of a step there on Diaz. And he's fouled. No, he's not. We play on. Monarchs couldn't believe it, but there was no whistle. Mackey has to play this. And now I think still player down. But Jacques Esson says he's okay. Back to his feet now. All of a sudden, things have become a little disjointed.
Warning to LAFC 2 in stoppage time. The yellow card to player
Frey was shown a yellow earlier for time wasting on that goal kick. You would think, based on the way things have gone since we hit the 90-minute mark, we'll likely play a little past 5 minutes of stoppage time. Jacques Esson settles this down, sent in front, it'll be a corner. The Monarchs press on, searching for an equalizer. Iskandarian, could this be the last chance? Mackey sure thinks so. He's come all the way up to get involved. Iskandarian looking for his best service all year. Sends it in. Mackey was the one who got the touch on it. A goal kick for Frey, and that might be all she wrote tonight. Frey with 2 subs, 2 saves. We continue to play. This was untouched. It'll be a throw for the Monarchs. And now Mueller is down. Trying to fight through the pain for the final moments. Mackey's coming all the way up. He was asking for it. Last run forward here. Beautiful defensive effort by Nicholas Sullivan. Now it's Mueller. LAFC 2 hoping for the final whistle. Mueller, the hero tonight. Still on the ball. Wins a corner here. And there's your final whistle. Lewis Mueller with a brace. And his goal in the 84th minute leads LAFC 2 to a 2-1 win tonight over Real Monarchs. Well, not a difficult decision to decide who is tonight's man of the match, presented by Adidas. This was the goal on the PK in the 35th minute. And then he had the winner in the 84th. Lewis Mueller is tonight's man of the match, presented by Adidas. The LAFC 2 star helps lead them to 3 points here this evening. LA back to a tie for 5th in the West, 33 points now. 9 wins, 6 losses, 4 ties. Monarchs, 4 wins, 11 losses, 4 ties on the year. Thanks so much for being with us. For our entire MLS Next Pro broadcast crew, I'm Justin Galanti. Once again, our final score, LA 2, Salt Lake 1. Don't forget, you can watch MLS Next Pro all season long and MLS Season Pass on Apple TV and MLSNextPro.com. So long from Fullerton.
This copyrighted broadcast of Major League Soccer may not be retransmitted, reproduced, or rebroadcast without the express written consent of Major League Soccer.